The Forgotten Room. When Sarah and Mark bought the old Victorian house, they never imagined it held secrets. They were excited to renovate, to breathe new life into the creaky floors and faded wallpaper. But on the third day, while tearing down a wall in the basement, they found it. A hidden door, its wood darkened with age and neglect. "Look at this," Mark said, brushing away the dust. "A hidden room?" Sarah's curiosity piqued. "Let's see what's inside." The door creaked open, revealing a small, dimly lit room. Shelves lined the walls, filled with old journals and trinkets covered in cobwebs. The air was thick with the scent of mildew and something else, something ancient. Sarah picked up a journal, its leather cover cracked and worn. "These must be from the previous inhabitants." Mark nodded, flipping through another journal. "Look at this. Dates from the early 1900s. As they read, a chilling pattern emerged. Each journal detailed the lives of families who had lived in the house, all of whom had vanished mysteriously. The entries started with mundane details, daily routines, weather, and local gossip. But as the pages turned, the tone grew darker. Mentions of strange noises, shadows moving in the night, and an overwhelming sense of dread filled the pages. Sarah's hands trembled as she read aloud. June 15th, 1923. "We hear whispers in the walls. At first, we thought it was the wind, but now we know it's something else, something that wants us gone." Mark's face paled. This can't be real. It's just old stories. But Sarah wasn't convinced. What if it's not? What if we've awakened something that was meant to stay buried? That night, they couldn't sleep. Every creak of the house, every rustle of the wind seemed amplified. The journals had planted a seed of fear that grew with each passing hour. At midnight, Sarah heard it, a faint whisper, like a breath against her ear. She bolted upright, her heart pounding. "Mark, did you hear that?" Mark groaned, half asleep. "Hear what?" "The whispering. It's just like in the journals." Mark sat up, his eyes wide with fear. "Sarah, we need to leave, now." But as they tried to leave, the door to their bedroom slammed shut. The temperature dropped and the whispers grew louder, more insistent. They were trapped. Sarah clutched Mark's hand. "What do we do?" Mark's voice shook. "We need to confront it. Whatever it is, we need to face it." They made their way back to the hidden room, the whispers following them like a dark cloud. As they stepped inside, the air grew colder and the shadows seemed to move, coalescing into a dark figure. "Why are you here?" Sarah demanded, her voice trembling. The figure's eyes glowed with an eerie light. "You should not have disturbed us. We are the forgotten, the lost, and now you will join us." Sarah and Mark screamed as the shadows enveloped them, pulling them into the darkness. The journals fell to the floor, their pages fluttering in the cold breeze. The next morning, the house stood silent, the hidden room once again concealed behind the wall. The only sign of Sarah and Mark's presence was a new journal on the shelf, its pages filled with their final, desperate words. And so, the house waited, biding its time, until the next unsuspecting family would awaken the forgotten once more.